Radio Rahim here with Sugar Shane Mosley, brought to you by Pro Fight Shop in Hollywood. Shane, this is the first time I've talked to you actually since after your last fight. You've been retired for just about 6 months. Talk to me about what that 6 months was like for you.
I had a good 6 months, working with my son, having him spar and train and stuff like that, keep myself in the gym. It's been good working with the kids, the amateur boxing kids, and helping them out, making sure that they were getting sharper and better.
Now, being a world champion, a legend in this sport, it's the hardest thing for any athlete to do, to give up this sport. And, you had to answer those questions when you were facing Pacquiao, even facing Mayweather. When it did come time in your mind at the time to say, you know what, I'm done, I'm going to hang him up, what was going through your mind then?
Well, what was going through my mind was kind of, just letting it go and kind of living the sport through my son and through the kids at the gym, the amateur kids. And the more and more I got in the gym, the more and more I got sparring with the different fighters, the more and more I seen that I still had it. So I'm like, I need to go ahead and continue to do it until I can't do it no more. And I feel good right now.
I think something Michael Jordan said was like the hardest thing to do for a champion is to sit at home and watch guys on TV compete that you can beat.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to you?
Well, I don't think it was watching the guys at home, watching them fight. I think it was more so being in the gym and working with them and seeing just how good I am. Being in the gym, knowing my limitations, knowing what I've been through, I decided this is a perfect opportunity, especially to fight, for a world title and fight a guy like Paulie. I mean, that's a great opportunity that I cannot refuse. And being that now I'm bringing my father back aboard, I mean, it's legacy. It's legacy to have my father back aboard, win another world title. What could be better?
When you say having an opportunity to face Paulie Malignaggi for a championship, it's an opportunity you can't refuse. Is that a fight that you went after, or did they come to you?
I kind of went after that fight. I went and asked for it, and I guess it made business sense for Golden Boy and for Paulie to actually do it. And I'm not sure if they know, just how ready I'll be, but it'll definitely be a great fight. It's not going to be a type of fight where, it's going to be boring. I'm going to make sure that it's going to be a tough fight, and I'm going to work very hard. I'm sure Paulie will too.
Towards the end of your, first career now, we have to say, there was a lot of speculation as to why you even continued for the last 2 or 3 fights. That maybe it was money, that you needed to bank some cash before you stepped away. It's obviously not that now. Is your motivation just to win the championship? Is it just to beat Paulie Malignaggi, or do you actually want to continue your career even after that?
Yeah, I want to continue my career definitely even after that. Fighting Paulie, it obviously starts with winning the world title and being in demand. And once I win the world title and I'm in demand, then you're going to have a lot of the younger guys coming after me wanting to fight. And, I want to be that type of champion or that type of guy that fight everybody. Whoever's willing to come and fight for the world title, I'm ready to fight.
Now, I just saw you sparring with Kendall Holt. You're here with Jesse Reese's gym. And the interesting thing to me was while the other guys were sparring, you seemed the most excited, the most engaged when you were outside the ring shouting instructions. I mean, compared to the outside portion and the inside portion, what gives you the most excitement now internally? I mean, standing outside the ring, could that be enough for you one day?
Oh, it could. I'm definitely a coach at heart. I definitely love the sport. I love the game. I love to be in there doing it, but I also love to watch people do good things in there. I like to see good moves, good turns, good punches. It's very exciting to me. The boxing game, I love the sport. I've been boxing now for 33 years, so pretty much all my life. And this is what I love to do. I mean, I'll definitely always be somewhere around the ring, regardless of me fighting or not fighting. I'm going to be around the gym.
Now, 2013 is going to be the 20th year, technically, of your fighting career, your pro fighting career, right? Like this is your 20th anniversary year, and you say you're a coach at heart. You've been outside the ring. There has to have been a time in your career where you saw other guys that were getting old, fading out, guys that you grew up watching, and you were like, you know what, man, it's time for that guy to stay out of the ring. How will you know for sure when that time comes for you?
Well, getting in the ring with these guys, like getting in the ring with Kendall Holt and different guys, Lucky Boy and all these guys. My son, getting in the ring with him and sparring with him, I'll be able to know whether it's kind of time for me to give it up or not. I mean, when I'm able to hold my own with those type of guys, then I think that I can still fight.
You're obviously an adored fighter. Like, you're one of the guys that really never got in any serious trouble. Guys look up to you. Even the young fighters, they still say, man, Shane Mosley, he's my favorite. He's the best. There have to come the tough times when you talk about quality of life after the sport.
Yes.
I mean, even in football, the head injuries, all of that is paramount right now in everyone's mind. Do you give any thought to that? Like, hey, even if I can fight now, even if I can compete now, is it worth it later?
I think so. Boxing is my life. This is what I wouldn't want to do anything else in the world. When I first turned pro, when I first started boxing, I could say that I couldn't see myself doing anything else other than boxing. I mean, I have other interests now that I want to do that should be pretty good with outside of the boxing era. But right now, boxing is like my world. I can go in there, train, box, and do it pretty much forever. And I'll know when it's time. When if I start feeling like I can't walk right, I start feeling like I'm a step behind or whatever, then I'm gonna let it go. When my son starts, when he tells me, Pop, we gotta wrap it up now. You're getting a little older. Then I'm gonna respect that, because I know that he's been in the ring, he's been boxing for a while. He knows what's going on. He knows what I look like, what I used to look like. So I'll take his advice. My father, just the loved ones around me that let me know that it's time to give it up. Then I give it up. But right now, as you can see for yourself, it's not time yet. I mean, I can still win another world title. Me and my father make history again. Like I said, it wasn't about the money. Even for this fight, I mean, I make on my interests, I make more on my interest a year than I am for this fight. So that lets you know that it's not for the money.
Well, your son is standing right off here to the side, and you brought him in. Come on in. First of all, how old were you when you first saw your father in the ring?
I can't even remember. He's been fighting all my life. Right. This is his job, and it's always been, So ever since I could walk, basically.
And you're in your early 20s now. About how old are you?
I'm 22 years old.
So did you ever think at that age, when you were that young, that you'd be 22 and your dad would be training for a fight while you're training for a fight?
It's actually been a dream. One day I wish we could fight on the same card. I think that'd be great. As it looks now, he looks like he could do it.
Now, he just told us that when the day comes that maybe if you came to him and said, you know what, Dad, maybe this is it, maybe this is enough, that he would listen to that. Is that ever in the back of your mind? I mean, everybody's dad is their hero. It's hard to see your dad as anything but invincible. But do you watch for that? Do you look for signs like, maybe I need to talk?
Absolutely. But I don't see any signs of that. If I did, I would absolutely tell him. Because I love him and I care about him, so I'd absolutely tell him. I've looked up to him, and I don't want to ever see him get hurt. And but I think he's handling himself well, and he's training good. He trains with me every day, so he's ready.
I've seen you when you started, even as an amateur. I'm seeing you looking better now. Tell us something that you feel, not that you were trained into, but that you inherited from your dad, talent-wise.
I think. Punching power. I think so. I think I've inherited that, and just the love to fight. I love to do this. And
last question, Shane Jr. When your dad does finally step out of the ring, when it really is over, what legacy do you think that he will leave, and what has he left on you when you step in the ring after him, after he stepped out for the last time?
That he was a great fighter, a legend, and he loved the sport, and he shows that to me every day, and that's what I take into the ring every day, that I love it.
Great. Now, let me lastly turn to the Paulie Malignaggi fight. I mean, you took it, it's on, we got the rest of that out of the way, so let's talk about the fight in front of you. You said you went after that fight, so there's a lot of guys out there that you could have went after. There had to be a reason why you said, you know what, I'm coming back against Paulie.
Oh, the world title. I mean, for the championship. I mean, fighting. I was looking at Ricky Hatton. I was looking at the Ricky Hatton fight. I noticed that he was, coming back as well. So that would be a great fight over there in London or England, you know, for a lot of money, because a lot of people like Ray had, a lot of people like myself, and we never fought before, so let's fight. When he lost to the guy that Paulie Malignaggi lost to, Armour beat, I was like, well, I mean, that would be a great fight too for Paulie. I mean, a great name, you know, legendary name, and somebody for him to fight for the world title.
But I feel like there's something about him that you feel like you can beat. Like, you don't come out of retirement at this age, you know, and take huge risks. So what is it about Paulie's style, or what is it about your talent that you feel matches up well against his?
It wasn't really Paulie. I mean, Paulie's not really a hard puncher. He's a mover and everything, but that wasn't what got me to want to fight Paulie. Paulie has a world title. He's a WBA welterweight champion of the world. So that means that when I win the belt, that I can fight everybody. Then everybody's gonna come at me and want to fight. I love that. I want to fight. I want to get in there, get in the mix of fighting everybody, everybody at welterweight. When they start coming to me, I'm gonna start knocking them down.
Now, obviously, you've made that corner decision. You've got Jack in your corner now, your father. That's new. Why did you do that? And when you made that transition, how did Naseem react? Was it a situation where he didn't want to take you on for the second half of the career? Did you feel like a change was necessary?
No, Naseem is great. I mean, I talked to him maybe a couple of weeks ago. I mean, he's a great trainer, great person. You know, I love Naseem. Naseem do a lot of different things right that I like. I just felt that at this point of my career, at this time, it was meant. You know, it was something meant for my father to come back in there and win a world title with me. Come back on that journey with me to win the world title. So it wasn't about Naseem not doing what he's doing or Naseem not wanting to train me. It was just about legacy. You know, what I'm going to leave behind. I mean, with my father, you know, still in the game, wanted to be the trainer and wanted to be out there like that. You know, I had to do it for my pops. You know, this is for pops.
So I'm going to assume that this comeback is the last comeback. So the first time you stepped in the ring as a pro, Jack Mosley was in your corner, and the last time, whatever that is, that you step out of the ring, Jack Mosley is going to be in your corner.
Jack Mosley will be in my corner. So we're gonna go out with a bang.
And lastly, Shane, you know, with all that's just been said, and you say that Paulie's not going to be just a one-off, you're going to keep going.
Yeah.
I asked your son, now I'm going to ask you, what is it that when it's all said and done, finally, that you feel that you've imparted to boxing, that you've left on the sport? What is your mark? What is your trademark?
I believe, you know, being a good guy, being able to, you know, fight any and everybody that comes to me. I think a lot of guys duck and wait for the right opportunity to fight a certain person, and then when it's the right time to fight, I'll fight you at any time. You know, I love the sport that much where, you know, I'll give back like that. You know, I'll give myself, I'll give my soul. So I think that just me being able, giving to the sport, regardless of win, lose, or draw, I'm going to give and not instead of take. And I think that's what people will know me for.
You've given a lot to the sport. You've given a lot to me. I've watched you for the years. It's an honor and a pleasure. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Radio Rahim with none other than Sugar, Shane Mosley.